They're not though. They're gonna be great, and they're doing something amazing here in Nashville.
Something weird.
Something weird.
Something very weird.
Something very weird. What are you gonna be doing, guys?
Dylan, do you want to tell them?
I would love to take this one, John. Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to tell them anyway.
All right, please go. Well, John and I are preeminent members of the world's premier Weird Al Yankovic tribute band. We are called Weird Pals, and on Sunday, July 12th, we will be performing an all-ages show at 7 o'clock p.m. at the Basement East to benefit Second Harvest Food Bank. We are all he's too shy to be on the microphone right now, but we're joined here by Jack Stell of Second Harvest Food
And
Bank.
he's here so he can fill in any information that Jack
Say
needs
hi to the listeners there, Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
Hey, everybody. Thanks
There
for
he
having
is.
me.
Come on. The voice made for radio. And we are performing a show for them. It's going to be a food drive, and I believe it's every ticket bought gets 100 meals.
Yeah,
purchased?
Jack, will you tell us?
That's correct. Yeah, every purchased ticket will help us provide 100 meals to Middle Tennesseans in need.
Wow.
Yeah, which is pretty incredible. We're so excited to have these guys singing about food all night, being real weird for us.
Yes.
I mean, what a concept. How did you guys even, how did this come about is what I got to know.
The show or the band?
Oh, well, the show and the
Well, let's.
band.
You know what?
Yeah.
We've got a little bit of time. Why don't you
Yeah.
take us back to the beginning?
Yeah,
Let's go back
take
to the
us back
beginning.
to the beginning.
So I was born in 1991.
Okay,
And,
let's fast forward to when you did put the band together.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes. Sorry about that. I always struggle with that. So this must have been back in 2017 or 2018. I was hanging out with my buddy Mort, who is the drummer and co-founder of legendary Nashville band Los Colones.
Yes.
And so we were talking about, all the tribute shows that happen here in town. And there's so many great tribute shows that happen here, recurring ones, for charity, in memory of people who have passed. But there was a time there, right before the pandemic where it was getting a little out of hand. Certain tribute shows popping up, like, we don't need to be doing this. For artists who are still with us, still actively touring, it's not a milestone birthday, a milestone release. It's just people got bored on a Tuesday and did something.
Playing somebody else's songs.
Yeah.
And I hold no ill will in the fact that I was involved in all of them that he's talking about.
Nor should you, John. Nor
and-
should you.
And John and I are still active in many of them. We both took part this past January in the Traveling Wilburys tribute at the Basement East, put
Very
together by our
cool.
good friend Andrew Leahy. John just performed with the B Street Band doing Springsteen's
Yeah.
last Thursday, so on and so forth. But there were some that were happening that simply just didn't need to happen. While we were having this conversation, Money for Nothing by Dire Straits comes on in the background, and underneath my breath, I start singing the Al version about Beverly Hillbillies, and Mort whips around and says, "Are you an Al fan?" And my wife, who's with me, immediately goes, "Oh, God.
Don't get him
Please
started.
stop now."
Yeah.
And so, then we were geeking out over Al, and then we said, well, what if we parodied the tribute show? What if we got, the whole thing, let's get all these big local special guests, but they're coming and they're singing My Bologna and Eat It. And so
Like
we
a
just,
surgeon.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Oh,
many
yeah.
of- so many
First year
classics.
we had our friend Nikki Bloom come and do that, which was a lot of fun. We had
Yeah.
Butch Walker
Butch
come
Walker
and do
did
My
My
Bologna.
Bologna.
Yeah. So many phenomenal guests.
Natalie Prass.
Oh, Natalie
we
Prass.
love
Eric
Natalie.
Slick was in the band.
Rock and Dare to Be Stupid in her Devo getup. And, so anyway, we were talking about it for a couple years. Then the pandemic hit, and that kind of made us realize, like, wow, the world kind of can just stop when you don't expect it, and you really need to take advantage of the opportunities when you have them in front of you. So when everything started coming back, we were like, we got to do this. We've been talking about it for years. Who knows what the heck is going to happen? Like, let's just go and do it. And I would say approximately 15 minutes into the first rehearsal, we looked at each other and we said, we can't just do this once.
Yeah.
This is far too good. And with John, we initially got him involved because we knew he liked Al. We knew he's a phenomenal performer. And so we were going to bring him to do 2 songs. And then immediately it was like, well, he also knows all of these songs and can do all of the background vocals, and he's been full-time with us ever since.
Also, I demanded to be paid more. So
Well, this is true. He's notorious for that sort of behavior.
I'm a real stickler for finance.
And so yeah, we did it that first time, and we've just kept it going, and it's always so much fun. And generally, the best compliment that we receive, and we received this from multiple people independent of each other,
including my wife.
including John's wife, including my wife.
It's a family affair. it sounds like.
People looking at us saying, "Oh my God, that was so much better than it had to be."
or even more so, like it's so much better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful thing though, because what ends up happening is we kind of exceed the expectations almost immediately, and by the end of the show, even folks that were kind of like standing there with their arms crossed, like their inner 13-year-old boy, like lets loose, and by the time we get to the end of the show, everybody's singing along.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this great nostalgic thing. Everybody at some point had a Weird Al tape or a Weird Al CD.
Yeah, it's a shared
Or
experience.
watch the
right?
world premiere of Eat It, on the TV. That was the time.
Or saw UHF in theaters with his grandma.
Yeah.
Hey.
I didn't see it in the theater, but I've owned the VHS, I've owned the DVD,
Same.
and I own it on the
Because you're an intelligent man.
It's one of the best films ever created.
But there is a subsect of people. John and I have talked about this multiple times. I think that Weird Al is similar to the band Kiss, wherein there is a window between the ages of 4 and 14.
Yeah.
Where you kind of get in. For me, I didn't get in there with Kiss. I am never going to fully understand it, but people like John and many other friends of mine will say, no, you don't get it. Kiss is the best.
You seriously don't.
That's me. I don't get it.
Yeah, and I accept that.
I'll explain it to you later.
Okay, thank you, John.
You know what? We're on air right now. Let's go. But
It's personal.
But it's very much. It is very much the same with Al. My wife is one of those people. The first time we did it, and in addition, my wife gets very overstimulated very quickly. She only comes out to so many shows I play a year, which is fine. I don't want to put her in a situation she doesn't want to be into.
Shout out.
But she came. Hi, babe. She came out to the first show that we played, and right before I looked at her and I was like, if you leave 3 songs in, I will not be offended, because she's already out of her element. She doesn't. She said, I'll see what happens. She stayed to the end of the show.
Wow.
And she said, that's the most fun I've ever had watching you play music. And she's been to every PAL show since.
Yeah.
And so I think to a real degree, that's our superpower, is kind of roping in those people who could not care less
Or at least
about Weird Al.
They thought
They thought
could
they
not.
couldn't care less.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the music is so good and solid.
Well, so many people forget how many songs that they do know.
Yeah. Or that you halfway, like if you've never heard the Al version, you already halfway know it because you know the real version.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So like when we kick into something like a Surgeon, like if you've never heard that song, you do know Madonna's
That drum
version.
beat kicks
So
in.
immediately it's like, oh, well, I can dance to this regardless. And then, mayhem ensues. And so it's a lot of fun. And we've done several Halloween blowout type shows with like costumes and all that type of stuff.
I was going to say, it sounds like you could also like maybe morph it into a UHF kind of themed, where you've got Stanley Spadowski's Funhouse
Well,
and
I
the
was about to
whole
say,
nine, right?
well, all of our shows are sponsored by Spatula City.
Oh, see, where do you go
like to keep
when
it
you
local.
need the best selection in spatulas?
And what better way to say I love you than with one of our beautiful steel spatulas.
Spatula City! Oh, boy.
On the highway.
So much fun. All right, so again, we've got John and Dylan here in studio. We're talking about a show that's happening Sunday, July 12th, out at the Basement East. As Dylan mentioned, it's an all-ages show. Doors at 6. Show starts at 7 o'clock. All to benefit Second Harvest Food Bank of Middle Tennessee. It is Weird Pals and special guests. So, John, are you guys comfortable playing a tune for us?
Sure. It's getting a little warm out there, as you can tell, as it's getting a little warm in the studio. So why not do a Christmas song? It's one of Dylan's favorites.
Absolutely.
Plug your ears, kids.
Down in the workshop, all the elves are making toys for the good Gentile girls and the good Gentile boys. When the boss busted in, nearly scared them half to death, Had a rifle in his hands and cheap whiskey on his breath. From his beard to his boots, he was covered with ammo, like a big fat drunk disgruntled Yuletide Rambo. And he smiled as he said, with a twinkle in his eye, "Merry Christmas to all, now you're all gonna die." The night Santa went crazy, the night Saint Nick went insane. Realized he was getting a raw deal. Something finally must have snapped in his brain. Well, the workshop is gone now. He decided to bomb it. Everywhere you'll find pieces of Cupid and Comet. And he tied up his helpers, and he held the elves hostage. And he ground up poor Rudolph into reindeer sausage. He got Dancer and Prancer with an old German Luger. And he slashed up Dasher just like Freddy Krueger. And he picked up a flamethrower, and he barbecued Blitzen. And he took a big bite and said it tastes just like chicken. The night Santa went crazy, the night Kris Kringle went nuts. Now you can't hardly walk around the North Pole without stepping in reindeer guts. There's the National Guard and the FBI. There's a van from the Eyewitness News and helicopters circling around in the sky. And the bullets are flying, the body count's rising, and everyone's dying to know, oh Santa, why? Why? You used to be such a jolly guy.
Guitar solo.
Yes, Virginia, now Santa's doing time in a federal prison for his infamous crimes. Hey, little friend, now, don't you cry no more tears. He'll be out with good behavior in 700 more years. But now Vixen's in therapy, and Donner's still nervous. And the elves all got jobs working for the Postal Service. And they say Mrs. Claus, she's on the phone every night with a lawyer negotiating the movie rights. They're talking about the night Santa went crazy, the night St. Nicholas flipped, broke his back for some milk and cookies. Seems to me like he was tired of getting chipped. Whoa, the night Santa went crazy, the night St. Nick went insane. Realized he was getting a raw deal. Something finally must have snapped in his brain. Oh, something finally must have snapped in his brain. Tell you, something finally must have snapped in his brain. Merry Christmas, Nashville.
Lightning 100. We have the pals here.
Was that cool,
That
or-
was really,
really
cool.
Was it weird?
It was weird
little
pals, man. I'm a fan for life now. Loving it, loving being here in the studio with you guys. There's so many of those lyrics. I'm like, oh, I forgot about that one. It's so good.
I mean, you know,
it tastes like chicken.
you can
that part?
say what you want about Weird Al Yankovic, but only a true poet could write, "From his beard to his boots, he was covered with ammo like a big fat drunk disgruntled Yuletide Rambo."
Yeah, that's
Come on.
beautiful.
Joni Mitchell could never. Am I right?
Would never.
Would never.
Well, we also have Jack in here with Good Harvest, and I'm so grateful for what you guys are doing. I can't believe one ticket can feed 100 people, or 100 meals at least.
Yeah, 100 meals will be provided with every ticket purchased, and our sweet pals will be playing the food album in its entirety. I'm really excited to hear lasagna.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I love lasagna.
We're just so thrilled to have the show happening and to have the boys with us. Dylan has come by the warehouse and volunteered with us, helping pack boxes, and we just love them so much and this community, and we're so excited for the show.
Jack, you should tell them exactly how this show came to be, because it's honestly fate.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so this is a show I'm the manager of community partnerships over at Second Harvest, and this is a show that popped in my brain kind of the first day I started. It would be incredible for a band to cover the first tape cassette I ever owned, the Food album.
Yes.
And I was at a local favorite East Nashville bar, Vinyl Tap, which we love so much, where Dylan works. And I was actually talking to Todd, the owner, and I was like, Todd, I've got this crazy idea for a show. I had no idea that Weird Pals existed. And he was like, oh, you know, Dylan, who works here, has a Weird Al cover band.
And you were like, wait, what?
And the rest is history. It just took that for Dylan and I to connect.
Was your reaction, oh, of course I did. That's why I brought it up.
More or less.
Only there was a band that would be willing to do this.
Yeah,
Todd said,
wink,
do you
wink,
have
wink.
any idea who works for me?
Yeah, it just an incredible kismet
Now
situation.
we just have to find a writer to write the rom-com for this whole actual, like the bio.
Dylan
of
and I are
it.
already working on it.
Okay.
Screenplay's half through.
That's what I'm here to announce, actually.
I'm very I'm happy to be part. Jay and I will be part of it somehow. You know, there's always a radio station in the good, funny films. But you were talking earlier when we were off air about every dollar going for 4 meals. So how can those who maybe are still there, who want to contribute, or who can't make it, how can they contribute to Great?
Yeah,
Second
absolutely.
Harvest?
So we are always happy for any sort of donations. We have Kroger barrels, which are barrels where you can donate food in the lobby of almost every Kroger in Middle Tennessee. So grab an extra box of mac and cheese and throw it in that barrel on your way out of the store. But you can also go to secondharvestmidtn.org, and we have volunteer shifts 5 days a week. We have volunteer shifts as young as kids as young as 6 years old can come volunteer with us.
That's a beautiful thing. I feel like just getting their hands in there and just sharing that there are families that don't as easily can't go to the fridge and grab whatever
literally
they want.
460,000 Middle Tennesseans were facing food insecurity last year, so the need is greater than ever, and we're just like really happy to have an opportunity on a Sunday night to share in joy and weird and fun.
Yes.
Again, with an all ages show, because pretty much everybody 30 to 50 grew up listening to Al, and most of those people have kids at this point, and it's a good time to introduce your children to the classics.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I believe
well
the
said.
correct term is indoctrination.
That's right. Yeah.
It would also be worth stating, and correct me if I'm wrong, but there's also going to be a tub for donations of food at the show, along with what you're paying for the ticket price.
100%. Yeah, we'll have donation boxes at the show, so anybody can bring any non-perishable food item.
So canned foods,
mac and cheese, cereal. I like to tell people it's summertime. A lot of kids aren't getting their school food and are looking for something fun. Get a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. These kids deserve some really fun, cute cereal. So, yeah.
I also want to mention people forget about gluten-free options, and there's still vegetarians and all that.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so,
like nut butters, like almond butter, cashew butter. Those are high in protein, shelf stable, calorically dense. But we also love any sort of, gluten-free options or low sugar options for our diabetic neighbors. We love people who are thinking about the details and every kind of person who might be facing food insecurity in our neighborhood.
Yeah, and one thing too that and please correct me if I'm wrong on this, Jack. With the work that we've done with Second Harvest over the years, like on Giving Food Day and such, the talk about what you're saying, you can buy those non-perishables, maybe donate them at Kroger, bring them to the show. But if you have that money to donate, the fact that you have so many partners with Second Harvest Food Bank, you can make that money go so far. The fact that $1 can equal four meals. I mean, you guys, what was it? It was over 50 million pounds of food just last year?
51 million pounds of food distributed last year alone. And we work with about 430 organizations across the area to get the food directly to the people. So it really is like, if you're donating to Second Harvest, your chances are you're donating back to your own neighborhood. Any sort of community organization, church, school, food pantry, anywhere that's getting folks food, there's a good chance we're helping them get that food.
Yeah.
And it's important to remember that a lot of the benefits that we had are no longer accessible. So this is kind of their benefit, the way they are getting food now. So just don't forget that that's not as easy, well, not easy, but as accessible as it used to be.
Yeah, the world is very hard, and it seems to be getting harder, and we're so excited that we can ask you to come be weird with us for a night on a Sunday, bring your kids out, buy some tickets, bring some cereal, and come listen to these sweet gentlemen rock so hard.
He rocks so
Well said.
hard. Yes.
Well said, sir. TheBasementNashville.com is where you can find the link. Again, the show's happening at the Basement East, Sunday, July 12th. Doors open at 6. Show starts at 7 o'clock. All to benefit Second Harvest Food Bank of Middle Tennessee. It's a Food for All benefit concert with Weird Pals and special guests. Now, who will the special guests be? Well, you need to get your ticket and be at the show
If we told you
to
everything
find out.
now, we'd have to kill you.
Exactly. We don't want that for
Santa's
anyone.
on the job.
Not on a day like this when it's absolutely beautiful. And again, we are celebrating all things local on this 615 day.
That's right.
Jack, John, Dylan, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you guys.
Thank you
Really
for having
appreciate
us.
you.
Thanks for supporting
Absolutely.
Second Harvest.
Certainly.
Yes.
And
And
hope-
Weird Pals. Can't wait.
That's right. Grab those tickets now for the show on July the 12th out at the Basement East. With that, we'll wrap up this edition of Lightning in the Morning. I will be with you until noon, filling in for Stephanie until Lieutenant Dan takes over here in studio. One last time out. We'll come back with some butterfly voucher here on Lightning in the Morning. Thanks again for joining us on 615 Day here on Lightning 100.